Born in Poland, Joseph Bednarski emigrated from Krakow to the United States with his family at age 9. The family established their home in Austin, Texas. Young Joe, who would later achieve fame as wrestling legend Ivan Putski, was a football star at Stephen F. Austin High School and continued his football success as a 4-year running back at Texas State University from 1961 to 1964. After 3 seasons in the Canadian Football League and a brief stint with the Detroit Lions, a debilitating knee injury would force him out of the sport. Back home in Austin, and already beginning to develop the muscular physique that would become a huge part of his wrestling persona, Joe caught the eye of a wrestling promoter who convinced him that professional wrestling could provide income far greater than anything he might have achieved in football. In 1968, Joe Bednarski gave up football to become a professional wrestler. In the early 70s, he wrestled mostly in the Dallas, Texas area, billed as Joe Bednarski or Hercules Joe Bednarski. A few years later, he would become famous as Ivan Putski. At a height reported variously between 5'6" and 5'10", and weighing as much as 250 pounds, he was strong, but did not yet possess the ripped and chiseled body that he would develop later in his career. Sporting a beard and a shaggy haircut, his persona was that of a happy-go-lucky buffoon, a lovable but naive immigrant who somehow might miraculously pin his opponent.
And there is the Polish power of Ivan Putski.
The audience loved him. Wrestling primarily in the American Wrestling Association, Putski became a fan favorite, winning 2 Northwest Texas Tag Team Championships and laying the foundation for his career-long feud with superstar Billy Graham. With his popularity on the rise, Ivan Putski debuted in the Worldwide Wrestling Federation in 1974. Through bodybuilding, he had dropped his weight to under 220 pounds and had developed the muscular and chiseled body that would become his trademark during the latter part of his career.
Off the rope, yeah, right into the chest area. There's the cover. Referee, with the 3 count.
No longer billed as a hapless buffoon, Putski's matches began to develop into strength contests, with his opponent usually succumbing to Putski's superior strength, often the victims of a bear hug, a headlock, or in his most famous finishing move, the Polish Hammer. His new persona lent support to the moniker that had grown in popularity as Putski's career blossomed: Polish Power! He went from being a heel, a stooge to the stars of the game, to being a star himself. Although he rarely was the biggest superstar in a battle, his tremendous strength, power, and quickness allowed him to go toe-to-toe with the sport's best and usually come out on top. Throughout the late 70s and early 80s, he remained one of the WWF's most popular stars, wrestling both individually and as part of a tag team duo. Individually, his contests often consisted of grudge matches with many of the big names of the era: superstar Billy Graham, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Sergeant Slaughter, Jesse the Body Ventura, and many, many more. As part of a tag team act, he paired with young Tito Santana to win the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship in 1979. Outside of the ring, he competed in the World's Strongest Man competition in 1978. His career began to wind down in the mid-'80s, but he remained popular with his fans, returning to the game periodically, including a late career tag team appearance with his son Scott Putski as his partner. Ivan Putski wrestled his last match in February 1999, defeating King Kong Bundy by disqualification. In 1995, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Tonight, we take great pride in honoring Ivan Putski, Polish Power, with his 2025 induction into the National Polish American Sports Hall of Fame.